Yo, y'all listen up. I got something to say. I'm going to speak the truth to you, but some of y'all, you took a shortcut of convenience this summer. You was like, coach ain't here. The season's weeks away. I got time. Are you kidding me? As a college athlete, you got 4, maybe 5 years to be great or be forgotten. So while you home taking it easy, somebody else is out there in the heat just about killing itself to make their name great. But you got time. Insane. Yeah. My heart is purple and gold. I'm a pirate down to my soul, and I don't back down, not at all. Find out when the cannons explode. From the sidelines down to the post, put it down like not even close. All out till the last whistle blow. From the flag with the soul and crossbones. Everybody stand up, get your hands up. Let a team know that we got they back. This is our house, this is our town, our time.
Yo, what is good, y'all? And thank y'all for joining us here for another episode of the Athletes Table podcast, man. I'm your host, Dylan Crouch. Alongside me is the Lebanese Stallion and Mr. AC Coop. What's going on, y'all?
What's good?
Not much.
Man, how we living?
Surviving.
Yeah. Pure testosterone and pre-workout. That's what's getting me through today.
It works.
That's what's getting me through this podcast. I'm just letting you know.
Right.
Just straight.
No nitro in there?
Listen, I'm about to get some high stem stuff, and I'm going to be cracked out for the rest of the week. That's what's going to have to happen. I'll tell you what. Nah, man. Having a good week so far. Getting a lot of stuff done. Yeah. We got a lot of stuff coming up here soon. I'm really excited for this episode that we got here. And we're just going to jump right into it. So we'll go right into our player segment.
The point of this podcast, like you know, and what we're trying to get out to people is everyone's journey is different.
Winners and try to strip them to take away that they're just good.
Yeah.
Just admit they're good.
Funny thing about this game, you fail 70% of the time.
As long as you can have the determination and never give up, you have the world in your hands.
The greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but rising in every single time we fall.
So we are here with the son of a legend that we had on this podcast, Cedric Jones, his son, who is highly recruited in a different sport than football, in baseball. Ooh. Hey, it wasn't a name. We got our boy Connor Jones. What is going on, my guy?
What's up? Happy to be here.
Glad to have you.
Yo, Aaron, we're gonna start a parlay on every time that Nick butchers a name.
That wasn't a name.
Yeah, but you butcher all the other names. So.
Yeah, so that wasn't a name.
What's the over-unders?
A sport.
Now it's a sport. You can't control me. I can't be pinned down. Jesus.
That's wild. How you living, brother?
I'm good. Surviving and thriving. You know, we got midterm exams coming up, so making sure really putting the student athlete, you know.
Hey, role model.
You with all the snow outside?
Oh my God, we had 6 inches of snow and they didn't cancel school. It was nuts.
Dude, that would be great.
The exact opposite than down here.
Yeah, North Carolina's like, it might snow at the end of the week. It might. It probably won't, but hey, we're closing schools, all right? All right.
Yeah.
Schools, no bread, no milk, no eggs.
No bread, no milk. Toilet paper.
Meanwhile, down here on the beach is 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's great.
Yeah.
It just rained all day.
It's stifling 28 up here, so it is.
That'd be great. I want to go.
It sounds like the mountains of North Carolina. They have a bunch of snow. They have about 3 or 4 inches worth of snow now.
Yeah.
And then you get the other end of North Carolina from Raleigh on. It's all like 50 to 60 degrees outside.
Yeah, that's where all my family's from, Raleigh, and then Roanoke Rapids.
Okay, yeah, that's right. It was Roanoke Rapids. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember where it was before. But so Dylan, I don't know if you want to start it all off like you usually do.
Yeah, brother, man. We start everything kind of similar and go a little bit off on whatever it is that you want to talk about, going to your story and everything else. So let's go start from the very jump, man. Let us know about where you grew up, what was family life like, and how'd you get into sports?
So from a young age, you know, I got four older brothers. All of them play football. You know, they were all 3 sport athletes. My my brothers who are twins, Cameron and Colin. They're the closest in age gap for me. So I have a big age gap. I'm 17. I think they're 17 plus 18 is right now off the top of my head, but around that it's 18-year age gap. Yeah. So they were football players. They played football, basketball, and ran track in high school, and then played Division I football at Duke. My brother Corey, he played football, basketball, and he ran track. He was captain on the track team and everything like that. And then my cousin, who I consider my brother because he stayed with us for a while, T-Rob, he was football, basketball, and track, and he played football at West Point first, and then transferred to Duke and became a captain of Duke football. So that was
cool.
Yeah. So growing up, I was always surrounded by sports, always, getting a little picked on because I was the youngest. I was a little dude. They didn't want anything to do with me. I'd always bother them. I got to open the door, they'd be like, get out. I'm like, I'm not in your room, so you can't really kick me out. I was that kind of brother. I was always surrounded by something. Always surrounded by sports. Just a great family culture with my dad. Obviously played New England Patriots, played Duke football, Duke Hall of Famer. So, growing up, I was always somebody who would like to be active and like to play sports, like to be outside all the time, not on my phone, not like playing video games, stuff like that. I was always outside. And honestly, growing up, because it's the influence was so heavily circulated around me, was football. It was football. Whole family was football. I played basketball as a secondary, and baseball was like a third option. I was like, whatever, like it's not going to take me anywhere. And the older I got, the more I realized that like kids were starting to get like really good at baseball, and I was falling behind because I was playing football and basketball, and I was playing with kids who were playing year round. And they were like skills wise better than me, and it took me a lot of time to catch up, and I would barely catch up by the end of the season. I would just feel bad. And I remember going into my 10U year, we were playing travel ball, and we were going to start going around just the tri-state area, New England region, start playing in bigger tournaments. And so my dad was like, Dad, I think I want to like quit baseball. Like I want to try something else. It's not for me. And he told me, you really feel that way? I said, yeah, I don't know. Everybody's just so much better than me. It's like, write it out for one more year. Instead, he said, we're going to cut basketball early this year, and then we're going to focus on baseball, keep working. We're going to do some drills, a lot of drills to get you mentally in to prepare for the season. I was like, all right, cool. I went from being the 11th batter on my team at that year to 4th in 10U, and ended up being a pretty darn good baseball player. And then from there on, 11 years I played pretty well, and then 12 years when I really started hitting my stride. I remember I had like 20 home runs in 12 years. I had 600, and I was like, oh man, like no, I'm full baseball now. And so that's kind of where the love of the game grew for me. It stemmed from my dad not letting me quit, not letting me give in. So when the times get tough, he told me be resilient and always respond to adversity. And that's where baseball sort of took off for me, and now I'm just absolutely in love with the game, and hopefully it takes me to the next level.
Yeah. So is Duke an option for you, like your brothers and cousins and your dad, or is it like I'm staying away from
you
that?
Must
everybody went there?
I would be absolutely honored if Duke ever gave me a look or offered me a scholarship or whatever. I love Duke. I'll always root for Duke. They're like,
hear that, Nick?
No, I got a backup question.
Yeah, don't go to that other. We don't like that.
Question to ask here in a second.
We don't like that.
No, I'm always root for Duke. If it's not in the cards for me to go there, I'm completely fine with that. If it is, I'll go there. Whatever. I love the campus. I love the place. It's kind of like a part of the family because everybody goes there. So it's whatever. It's whatever happens, and I'll just be thankful that I get an offer from anybody. Honestly.
All right, so we got to ask this question then.
Oh, God.
If Duke doesn't offer you and Carolina does, would you consider
going to Carolina? Going to Carolina.
There you go. There you go, Coop. There you go.
Going to Carolina.
Coop is a big Duke guy, and I'm
There's the interview. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Dude,
come
on.
I am a huge Dookie. Hate Carolina with all my blood.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hate him. But We're talking Division I over here, and it's North Carolina.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I just imagine you be on UNC's campus. Oh, this field sucks.
Can't stand this place. Oh, they
Drew Boschmer. we don't like that guy.
I don't know how
my teammate's there right now. My old high school teammate, Boston Flannery, he's there right now. So he tells me like he loves it there. Says the campus is great, the place is great. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't really care.
That's awesome.
It's kind of bad. Like my family, we make our money at Duke, and then I go spend it in Chapel Hill. So it's like,
Oh my God.
Everybody's
just letting you
stabbing
know.
each other in the back, dude. I don't get it.
Just letting you know, there's another option that we're purple and gold that beat up on all three of those teams over there in
This is
front.
true.
So
This is true.
just letting you know, like Godwin
Would probably,
yeah.
Put Godwin at ECU, man.
ECU's baseball is their crowd is live.
Oh, yeah.
We're in it.
Jungle.
So
The
all
jungle.
three of us. That's
Unreal. I remember watching like a regional. I think they were playing Texas, and they were just jumping.
Yeah, we should have won that series
Yeah.
too.
It was
we got
nuts.
skipped out of that one.
One bad pitch.
Mhm.
Left it up to the guy that led in home runs the whole entire year. He left it up and in fastball to this dude.
I remember that. I was like,
Seriously.
So that's how this whole podcast started. Is Aaron and I went to high school together, then we went to ECU together. Then I met Dylan at ECU, and hence why all the colors are purple and gold for the podcast. But
rock with that. That's dope.
that's how it all goes here. That's why Dylan, and the funny thing is Dylan's family is a Carolina, has Carolina lineage in it. Yeah, him and his dad can't stand Carolina.
Good.
Yep.
Smart.
It's kind of funny how like all works out. But
Me, my dad, and my brother all went to East Carolina. Our uncle went to UNC, and we don't really talk to him very much.
yeah, the rivalry is big down here for any of those schools.
Yeah,
We all hate each other.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how big it is up here too. It's huge. Like my school has a ton of Duke and Carolina people, and it is a huge rivalry. Like when Duke played, when Duke played UNC in the Final Four.
Oh, that was like the greatest day of my life.
That's the worst day of my life.
That was very, very bad.
And we had a school dance, and it was so crazy because like half the kids were dancing, half the kids were watching, crying around this little TV, watching Duke versus UNC, and it was. And let me tell you, these splits were flying. It was.
Oh, I bet.
It was. We were going back and forth.
I bet. Coach K went into retirement after that.
Yeah, no, it was. God, that was the worst.
And honestly, I think that's the first time. Maybe it's the second time that Carolina and Duke had played in the Final Four against each other.
First time, yeah, first
I
time.
think it was the first time. Yeah. So, that was wild. That was wild. Whew.
So after you have this stint on your 12U team, and you start working your way up the lineup and everything, you really start getting your confidence up, and you're going to middle school ball, going into high school. Do you really start like your mindset starts to change, and you start working, doing different stuff? Is your dad still helping you the whole entire time, or is he kind of like letting you ball out on your own?
So originally it was just me and my dad. We go to the cage. Our public high school was a cage. We would hit, we would throw, and stuff like that. But for him, he wanted me to view baseball just as a game, because too many kids nowadays are viewing it as like a job at 13 years old and going to all this tournaments and stuff. And he was like, I don't really want you to like have as much fun as you can until you can't have that fun and it becomes a job.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have that fun, but it just becomes it's more of a livelihood.
Yeah.
Right.
And so from I'd say about 13 to 16, it was more my dad, and then my club coach started getting involved with a bunch of workouts and stuff like that. Our school has a strength coach that we would work with if we needed to. So I was working with him for a little bit, and then I started going to the place last year, VLOU, Velocity University. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but it's up in New York.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Division I pro guys go there. It's an amazing environment. It's just like it's a baseball player's dream. You know, you have so many plyo walls, you have a weight room, you have a batting cage upstairs, you have bullpens, and it's just you get your work in, you talk to people, they have a great time. and you're getting better as a player. And there are tons of coaches that go around, and just make sure you're doing the right thing with the right technique so you don't end up hurting yourself. And there's a lot of misconception about Velo U and how like they handle their players and stuff like that. They say that the injured guys, which is completely false. They actually rehabilitate guys to get them back from injury, and they end up throwing harder than they were before. That's what happened to Boston. Boston had a injury where Bone was pinching something in his elbow, and like they couldn't figure out what it was, so he got a surgery. Before that he was throwing 91, 92. Now he's up at 95, 96, and he's coming. So
That's
I love the place, and from my mindset, I guess, kind of started to change when I walked in and saw the kids who were at VLU and like how big they were, how strong they were, how fast they were. I was like, okay, like I need to start locking in if I want us to take this seriously. And so I think I started last year was when I started really taking this seriously. And I think this year I'm going to start taking a step forward. And and I think one thing that baseball players I think are sort of missing out on is like the thing of being an athlete. For me, especially in the outfield, you have to be quick twitch, fast, be able to catch the ball, run that ball. So I work on plyometrics all the time. I go to this other place, the speed school called Zen House, and my guy Des, he does a great job. And you know, it's something that's so valuable, and being an athlete in baseball can help you with your balance, your speed, you know, quick twitch stuff, and it's so helpful. So I'd say probably 16 years old is when I feel like I really started to lock in. I mean, I know some kids that started doing it at 14 and now they're and stuff like that. So I feel like I could never do that. I don't know if my body would ever hold up, but yeah.
So during this 13 to 16 age gap right here, are you playing other sports too, or are you just literally just baseball?
No, I didn't stop. So this year was the year that I actually stopped playing other sports. And it's just locked in on baseball now.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I was a 3-sport athlete up until sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sophomore year.
Okay.
So do you think you use a lot of those different fundamentals from different sports in your game now?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
So when I played football last year and in freshman year, I was in between safety and slot receiver. And so one thing I noticed when I was playing basketball was, you know, there was an inbound play where they had a guy like going deep, and I didn't even realize I was like a safety. I was trying to bait him into throwing the pass so I could jump it, and then and it literally happened as I envisioned it. I jumped up, jumped the pass, and got into our guy for a layup. And I was like, that's exactly why you should play multiple sports. You know, there's certain things that carry over from like football to baseball, or basketball to baseball, or baseball to football. So like it's so valuable to play different sports, and also give your body like something new to do.
Yes.
You do the motion so many times, if you hit so many times, you swing so many times, you're going to end up having problems with that certain muscle that you're overusing. So I think it's so valuable to play multiple sports as much as you can when you're at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something we preach on here. All of us playing different sports. I know I was a multi-sport athlete. I was a 3-sport athlete in high school before I got into college. A lot of the fundamentals I used through baseball, football specifically, I took into javelin. Like a lot of it, that's actually the reason why I got into the sport that I did. And I preach this to a lot of younger athletes. Play as much as you possibly can, because those quick twitch muscles, exactly like you're saying, they transition differently on the football field to the basketball court to the baseball diamond. Like it's so different, but your body will your body will catch up to it, and it'll start understanding, okay, this is how you move a different way, this is a different positioning that you're going to start with, and it's just all the different movement patterns and all that. That's a very good thing to be talking about, and you don't see it enough now.
Yeah,
absolutely. The specialization, especially as early as kids are doing now, like it's flat out ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So Dylan, that's why you're always happy to play basketball after workouts.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that.
We'd have his workouts with his track team, lifting, and I don't know what other stuff besides lifting you would do right before then. And then I'd call him and be like, hey, let's go to the rec center and hoop for a little bit. Next thing you know, we're out there for 4 hours.
Yeah. Every time.
So I know we've said this story before. You're gonna understand this completely. Have you ever played first base?
Oh yeah.
Play around it. Okay, cool. So
are you talking about when we
yes, that's what story I'm telling.
Yeah,
right.
I hate a feeling.
So I had senior year. Coach Price would absolutely murder me if he actually heard me talk about this.
Oh,
But-
I'm missing the clip. Okay.
yeah. So my senior year, first meet of the year, I tore my hamstring. It was raining. Runway was slick. My block leg ended up slipping, tore my right hamstring. Just partial tear, but about 3/4. Like it was pretty bad. So I was doing rehab all year. I was still competing because I was just like, it's senior year. I'm not red shirting. I'm not green shirting. I'm not staying in school because screw this. I'm not doing any more school. So going through all this, well, we're like halfway through the season. I get done with a workout. I get done with my PT, and I just got my massage. And literally, I just got out, and Nick texted me. And was like, "Hey, we got a softball game tonight, and I need somebody to come play. You can play first base and just hit. That's all you can do."
Better catcher is what I gave you the options as.
Yeah, I ain't being a catcher in softball, dude. That's just
Yeah, I gave
that's
you
just
those two
dumb.
options. I knew he was hurt, so I was like, I was going to do someone
Yeah.
he didn't have to run.
And I'll tell you one thing: playing outfield in a softball game is fun as hell.
Oh yeah.
I loved it.
If you were
Anyways,
healthy,
okay.
that's where you would have been.
Yeah, exactly. But so I was playing. I went out there, played first base, and in the first inning,
The second hitter.
I think you were playing third. Who was playing third? Because it was a ground ball to third base, and it was gonna be a.
I think Josie was because I was pitching.
It might have been, yeah. It was a bang bang play, and I knew I had to go get the ball in order to get the out. So my instincts kicked in. I totally forgot. It's like, oh, I got this leg. I ain't doing a split, catching the ball. We got the out, but I couldn't get up.
I come over and I lift them up.
Because I play a little bit of everything. Like I was a middle infielder, but I was pretty decent first base, and I was just undersized. That's why I couldn't go on to the next level, play at first base. But yeah, the instincts kicked in, and
that's how it is.
I mean, full on, like right down the middle, like split. We got the out, but I literally just sat there, and everybody was just like, "This guy just did that." And like to me, it's normal. But then I look over at Nick's running in. I look and I was like, I can't get up.
Yeah.
Help me, please.
So yeah, that's my one good softball story.
Yeah. It's only good softball story.
Coach Price, I'm sorry. Coach Kraft, I'm sorry. I know like statute of limitations probably gone at this point, so we're good.
Yeah. It's been at least 3-4 years.
Yeah.
I don't think they got a hold on you anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
when we go back for the meet this year, we'll talk to them about it.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So the whole playing different sports and all that, and the transitioning between it all, that's a very good point to make to younger athletes right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Because each one's either, especially football, going into baseball, being a center fielder, that quick sprint. Just like in football, you only have 7 seconds as a quick sprint, and that's what it is in baseball, really, and then tracking down, because not everybody knows the similarities. That's why I'm mentioning it a little bit for some of the non, I don't even know how to word this, the non-baseball, football, basketball, soccer, like the guys that use a ball to play a sport.
Yeah,
I guess is the right way to put that.
Well, the swimmers, yeah.
Yeah, swimmers, track athletes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but so you're this year. What is your focus on for your season? Because I know the season starts in about 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah,
3 weeks for like training and like 4 weeks for games, 5 weeks for games.
Yeah, we do. Our school has a spring break in March, so baseball will start like end of February. We'll start working out inside, doing stuff, and then we'll take the first week is a break for everybody. Everybody goes on break, have a good time. And then the second week is our spring training. So we go down to Florida. We play a lot of good competition. We go to Vero Beach. It's a Jackie Robinson training complex is what it's called, Dodgertown. So we go there for a week, and then we ramp up from there. We are literally right in the season.
Okay.
So my focus this year's is probably I've been focused on getting faster, getting a lot faster. That's been my focus in the off season. But my focus this main season is ultimately coming up big in spots that like my team needs me. Because last year I was a good hitter. I batted I think 380 as a sophomore and won Rookie of the Year for my league. So I wasn't bad at all. But my problem was when it got to the big moments when I was hitting, I would either be too antsy, or then I would feel like, oh, I'm too antsy, so like let me be and then I became late. So I feel like having just a confidence within myself to know that I'm able to step up in the big moments and come through. And because I know I can do it on the field, like for in our championship game, I think we were up 10-8 and it was the bottom of the 6th and there was bases loaded and the kid hit an absolute rocket into the outfield. Like I tell you, when I saw the ball off the bat, I immediately turned. I didn't even look to see where the ball was. I just sprinted to the spot that I thought it was going to be, and I was just hauling it. And I ended up like making a sliding catch to save the game. And I was like, yeah, that's great. That's what I can do. But I know I need to do that coming up big in the batter's box. And that's been my focus this season is being confident, staying within myself, not trying to do too much. And ultimately being relaxed and having like, how they say, like controlled chaos.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So when you meant as in getting faster, are you talking about hand speed, sprinting speed, like in the outfield, or like, decision making?
Sprinting speed, definitely for me, because I mean my fastest 60-yard dash time is a 6.8, so it needs to go down a little bit. But I think that what makes up for like I didn't want to say lack of speed because a lot of kids are pushing at a 6.8. So I'll say what makes up for I guess a 6.8 is my jumps on the ball. Like I think I have really good jumps on the ball, and my ability to track the ball all the way in my glove, I think, is one thing that I really excel at, and I've been told that from a good amount of coaches. But ultimately, I've been just working on getting faster, more explosive, getting better, especially while stealing and stuff like that. Yeah, if your jumps are good, then you can pretty much guarantee that the base is mine. That's the mentality that I want to have. So
okay,
yeah, that's definitely important. The reaction time is. For an outfielder, that's key. You can be slow as dirt. You can be like Manny Ramirez, but if you're getting good jumps all the time, man, that's gonna be the most important thing. 6.8 ain't bad though.
Yeah,
6.8 ain't bad. Hey,
no,
let's get a clock out there. You and me, let's run. Let's see what happens. Dog.
Right now, bro. Man, in my prime, 6'6". No, I think that's the best I ever did.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's what I want to get down to.
Around 6'6", 6'5". I think that's a good number, especially for a center fielder. I really want to look around in there. The fastest I ever I saw a kid out of North Brunswick High School.
New Jersey, or was it?
No, North Carolina. He went on and played UNCG, I think I remember. He ran a 6'2".
Oh wow!
Dang. Yeah, I saw 6'2". Well, there was a kid in my organization, the fastest kid in the Northeast. He ran a 6'2", I was like. He's like this little. He's like 5'7".
Yeah.
He don't have far to go, dude. That's cheating. What do you mean? Your legs are like that far off the ground, dude. That's not even fair.
Yeah. Like, road runners' legs are moving like this. Moving.
You ain't got much room to go. He don't gotta go far, dude. That's cheating.
Jeez. So I gotta say, John. So I do have to ask. I know your dad's an AD for your school. What is that like having your dad as your AD, plus your coaches, and he's there for everything, whether it's practices, games, but not even just that, but he's behind the scenes too the whole time. What is that like? What is it like going to school with him there and going to practice with him there and games with him there?
So I definitely have had like a little bit of nudging, like, oh, you only got into the school because your dad. I was like, yeah, genius. I actually got in here first, and then he came second. So
clarified.
But having him here, he was my coach in football from when I was, I think, 9, and then when I was 11, and then when I was 13. So we always established a relationship where as on the field, I'm your coach. I'm not going to favor you. I'm not going to baby you. And I'm not going to treat you differently from everybody else. To me, you're a player. You're not my son. When we step back into the house or we step into the car, I'm your father. I'm there to help you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But as a coach, I'm there to get you better. As a player, as a father, I'm here to help. I'm here to, guide you, whatever. So we kind of had that understanding from a young age, and we were able to separate the difference from being a father and a coach. So when he ultimately, I think when he was offered the job, he came to me and asked, he was like, hey, so I got offered the job at your school. I just want to make sure you're okay with it. Yeah, I go. Oh no, absolutely not. No. No, I was joking. No, you can. I was like, I have no problem with it because the way our school works is I usually don't see him during school. I'm in my own campus. We have a campus in the middle of town, and then we have a sports campus that's on the other side of town.
Oh, okay.
So he's on that campus during the day, and then we come over in the afternoon to do our sports and stuff like that. So I'll see him if he does his rounds, he walks around, comes to our practice, goes to other practices and stuff like that. But I will say having him here is awesome because he's like in the loop. He knows what's going on. I don't have to explain to him a lot. He's on top of everything.
Or he's making the decision for the team, like
yeah, in a way. He's also gets great gear, so I get some of that stuff too. So that's awesome. But yeah, no, I think it's kind of I've gotten used to it now. Like I wasn't really affected by it this year or last year. I said the first year was a little strange, walking around seeing him there, and I was like, what are you doing, dude? I was like, oh yeah, it's on me. But yeah, no, it's been cool. He's just been doing a great job of separating the relationship from athletic director to father, and whenever there's like an issue within the school, if there ever is, like I'm not allowed to say anything to him, he's not allowed to say anything to me, so we get that stuff. So
yeah,
I think the main part that he wanted to focus on while coming in here was having that relationship. So
that's always a problem because that's really hard for a lot of father sons, even father daughters, or mother's daughters to have that relationship at all. Usually it's okay, yeah, I'm your father or your mother, but I'm going to be your coach 24/7.
Those lines get very blurred a lot.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
It's so bad. I had to deal with it for years, and when I got here, I still had to deal with it. But
just a little bit easier.
Now I don't. So it's great.
That's good.
So does your dad help you with your recruitment process right now, or how does that work?
So he always just tells me like email, text coaches, send video, keep in contact. Like he knows some people, but he's not really, I would say, not well versed, but he doesn't have most of his contacts are in the football world, obviously, because play football. But he's best friends with the director of my organization, who I pretty much call my second father, Coach Patrick Virgilio, and he's done so much for me and my family and helping me out. Basically taking me under his wing and just guiding me. And he's put me in great positions, like to talk to Coach Gambino, who's now at Penn State, and to talk to the certain coaches and put me out in front of them and let them decide what they think of me. So I would say he's good. He's good friends with the organization. I think that like helps a little bit, but for the most part, it's sort of been me on my own a little bit and helping and having like the help of my club coach eventually like come in.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, that's good. The guidance in that, because recruitment has changed so much in the last 5 years. Opposed to like when your dad was getting recruited,
Yeah. Back when dad was in the earth.
Yeah, because I remember like Nick will attest to this. The recruitment process whenever we were coming up in high school, it was so much different. Like you had to get a clearinghouse, and you're going to go. It's basically like ZipRecruiter for you get
honestly, that's the best way to describe it.
That is the best way. Like
put me down on an interview. I'll be there shortly.
Like, this is my resume. Here's my huddle highlights. Like this, you can see everything right.
I loved huddle, dude.
Yeah, it's like
I was like Max Preps for basketball.
Max Preps was there. Now it's like you can go on Twitter and talk to people.
Yeah,
like, it's so much different.
Like Twitter and stuff like that. The fact that I didn't use Twitter until last year, and like it's the most used tool that I have now for recruiting. It's nuts. And I'm like, that is usually when I'm scrolling on Twitter, the last thing I'm seeing is baseball recruiting videos. It's not a whole other stuff that's going on, but I won't talk about that. But like,
it's funny you bring that up too, because like, have you ever seen Elite 11? Trent Dilfer runs it. So they'll like go in and they'll bring the kids down to, I think it's California where they run it out.
It's either there or Florida. I was gonna say it's either there or Florida. I thought.
Yeah, it might be. I can't remember off the top of my head where they're at, but anyways, fly the kids in. The very first day they bring in, they sit them all in a room and they pull up their Twitter.
Yeah.
And they pull up their Instagram and they pull up all their social media.
God.
Yeah. Because that's originally that show. That's where I figured out I didn't like Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
Because he looked like ass.
Yo,
I can only imagine.
QB1 made him look like an ass.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
it
could
really
start
did.
off, just crack your hands like, all right, children, let's look at your Twitter. Who's done something stupid in the last few years? Let's see what's on there. You're an idiot. Congratulations. Stand in front of the class. You're an idiot. Next.
Yeah. Nuts. It's nuts. Like that QB1 show where he got they spun the narrative to say that he had like a knee injury and that instead that he actually got suspended for smoking weed.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So I was like, that from that then on, I was like, this kid is. I don't like this kid at all.
Yeah. He just declared for the draft the other day too. So.
Oh yeah, bench baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Mr. Irrelevant, let's go.
No,
Hey, don't put Brock Purdy and him in the same category.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Mr. Dump Pass himself, the man, the myth, the Dump Pass legend.
So, one thing I know a lot of people are going to wonder: when is your mentally day that you want to decide on where you're going to go to school? I know it's not going to be this year, maybe it might be next year or whatever, but like, do you have that timing in your head where, okay, I want to have my decision made by like senior year at Christmas, or like junior year going into the summer of my senior year?
I would say that what I've always wanted is, it's not realistic at all. I was younger. It was like, I wanted 13 years old. Like,
everybody pick me. Yeah.
13 years old. Yeah, see the 6'5" Giants who were getting recruited by UVA, like what's his name? Aiden Harris. Actually one of my good friends. So like, no.
I got something for that. It makes me laugh. Like, there's so many videos you're like, all right, the recruiting football, yada yada. Who's committed to Alabama? Which is like a 6'8" guy walk out of the locker room. Like, I think it might be him. I'm not really sure though. No one else stands out. It might be him though. It's like, dude.
Yeah,
what are you feeding him? Like, how are you 6'8" and like 15 years old? He's like, hey, I'm like, dude, what are you putting in the chicken? I want some of it. That'd be great.
That's what
a lot of protein, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Whole lot of collard greens. I'd say my goal, my goal is, I'd say going into senior year, so maybe like senior fall. Okay. I'd want to have it just like finished and done. One for college applications, I don't want to have to deal with that. That is, I'm talking to my friends right now who are seniors, and it looks awful. So I would just want to be applying to one school, and that would be great. So,
absolutely. Do you kind of have? Now, you don't have to spill the beans on anything that you're leaning towards or anything like that, but do you kind of have like that one school, if they offered you today or tomorrow, that you're like signing 100%?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah. And with you saying that you wanted by fall, I kind of had that feeling that you would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if they were to pull the trigger, I'm not naming names.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But if they were to pull the trigger and offer me, I would 100% go. Like that's been my dream school for a while.
Yeah. I think I know what school it is just based off what Cole has said to me, but I'll ask you after we're done recording.
Yeah, got you.
War Eagles.
No.
Community college, baby. Woo!
Oh, jeez.
I remember. Don't forget.
That's freaking hilarious.
Aaron never forgets.
Oh my god!
Shout out Dakota, Wake Tech.
Number one.
So we have a friend of ours. Dylan grew up with them, and we all kind of became friends with him. He used to play for the Bananas. Now he's with the Firefighters, and he played at Wake Tech. I think for like a semester?
No, 2 years.
2 years,
Yeah.
whatever it was. So Wake Tech in Raleigh is like the local community college.
Yeah. My cousin was gonna go there. Now she's at St. Aug's because she got out.
Okay, yeah.
She chose a better option.
For sure. No doubt about that one.
Hey, St. Aug's NAIA, but we're all right. That's better than Wake Tech.
No doubt.
But
one thing, when you do decide to commit, whenever it is, whether it's the day before or like the day of or the day after, we'll have you back on the show and we can announce it and everything like that. Have like a little party celebration.
Live show.
Live. Yeah, we'll do a live show.
Live show.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So that way it's all big news everywhere.
Absolutely.
Not just ESPN anymore. No.
Yeah. They like stopped covering baseball for like a while. It's been like Perfect Game and PBR now. Ever since 2010.
And then there's 247 Sports as well.
Yeah.
And, Bali.
Oh, I
Bali
forgot
does a
about
lot
Bali.
too. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bali
all
does.
that stuff. And now it's all just Perfect Game and PBR.
Yeah. Because what's his name that we interviewed from Carolina?
Alberto Osuna.
Yeah, Alberto Osuna. I was actually just texting him the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, we're ranked 15th by 247. Then PBR has them ranked at like 11."
Mm-hmm.
And then they had ECU at 11, and I think 247 Sports had him at like number 8.
Yeah,
So they're like Duke, off by like 3-4. You know,
Duke was. I know Duke baseball was ranked like 23rd by Perfect Game, and then D1 Baseball America's ranked them 12th. So I'm like, all right.
All right, so they're number 17.
Yeah. I don't really know how we go from 17 different spots. I don't know how we jump 17
spots. And it makes no sense anymore. Like, it's the only sports it seems to be covering is football and basketball. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, it just.
And but the great part is how global like baseball's gotten. When we watch like WBC is my favorite thing to watch in baseball. It is so much passion, so much just.
And it's funny because like a decade ago, nobody cared about WBC.
No,
nobody. And now it's such a gigantic thing.
You know, WBC is the only time you can see a plumber from Croatia be a star pitcher for them. You know, or a strike catcher. You know what I mean? So it's like it's crazy.
He's working the pipes good over in Croatia. He's got to be able to hit pretty damn well and throw.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean.